We often think that the biggest enemies in life are external forces, work, society, or unforeseen challenges. But the truth is, our greatest enemy is ourselves. It's the self-doubt, procrastination, and fear that we face every day. This battle isn't fought with weapons or physical strength, but with decisions and actions that come from within. It's our negative thoughts and lack of self-belief that hold us back. To win, you must learn to challenge yourself daily, confront your fears, and build the confidence you need to move forward. Let's begin. 1. The inner battle of self-doubt. The real battle we face is not against the world, but against our own limiting beliefs. It's easy to think that our struggles come from external factors, our job, society, or circumstances. But the truth is, it's the thoughts we have in our minds that create the biggest obstacles. Self-doubt sneaks in quietly, whispering things like, "I'm not ready. What if I fail?" Or "Others are better than me." But here's the thing, these thoughts aren't reality. They're just fear dressed as logic. To break free, you need to start small. Challenge every negative thought with evidence. When your mind says, "I can't," ask yourself, "Who told me that?" Keep track of every small win, no matter how insignificant it seems. Build a case for yourself, and over time, you'll see hesitation turn into habit and habit into belief. Self-doubt thrives in the space between your aspirations and your actions. The key is to stop overthinking, to stop waiting for the perfect moment, because perfect moments don't exist. Only decisions do. The moment you decide that self-doubt will not control you, you've already taken the first step toward self-belief. Start reframing your thoughts. Instead of thinking, "What if I fail?" Think, "What if I succeed beyond my wildest dreams?" Every thought shapes your reality, and when you begin filling your mind with possibility, courage becomes your default. Every action you take, no matter how small, pushes you forward. This is how you conquer self-doubt. 2. The power of identity. One of the most powerful aspects of self-belief is your identity. It's not something you find, but something you choose. Success doesn't happen by pretending to be something you're not, but by becoming the person you want to be. You don't fake it until you make it. You are it until you become it. Every action you take, no matter how small, shapes the identity of who you are becoming. The challenge is commitment. It's easy to want success, but the real question is, can you commit to being that successful person, even when motivation fades? The Stoics understood this better than anyone. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This means that success isn't about a single choice. It's about a series of daily decisions. Every decision you make brings you closer to the person you wish to become. What you aspire to be should not just be a dream, but a standard that you live by every day. If the person you want to be is disciplined, start living with discipline. If they are courageous, start taking bold actions. Your actions reinforce your identity, and your identity, in turn, dictates your future. Success is not achieved in a moment. It's achieved in every choice you make today. And remember, the true test of identity comes in adversity. When things get tough, will you keep showing up? Will you keep pushing forward even when no one is watching? That's where real growth happens. 3. The art of relentless action. Self-belief is not just about thinking you can do it. It's about taking relentless action. The Stoics had a simple but powerful principle. Do what is in your control. And what is in your control? Your actions. It's easy to sit back and wait for the perfect moment or hope that things will just fall into place. But that's not how progress works. Progress comes from stepping forward, no matter how small the step. Every time you move, even if it feels insignificant, you're building momentum. Growth happens through movement, not stagnation. Every small effort counts. Whether it's sending that email, taking a class, or having that difficult conversation, every action solidifies your belief in yourself. Remember, success isn't about being perfect. It's about being persistent. Think of someone like Thomas Edison, who failed over 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Failure didn't stop him, it refined his path. Every setback is an opportunity to get better, and each failure gets you closer to success. So don't be afraid of making mistakes or stumbling along the way. The key is to keep moving forward. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. When motivation fades, what matters is discipline. Motivation gets you started, but discipline keeps you going. Keep taking action, and over time, you'll see that small steps lead to big changes. 4. Overcoming fear and resistance. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles we face in life. But the truth is, fear is a liar. It pretends to protect you, but in reality, it only holds you back. Fear will tell you to wait, to hesitate, to stay in the comfort of what's familiar. It's easy to listen to fear and stay stuck in the known, but the Stoics knew that fear is rarely true. It builds imaginary walls where none exist and makes the unknown seem far worse than it really is. The way to overcome fear is not to run from it, but to confront it head on. Imagine two wolves inside of you. One represents fear, hesitation, and doubt. The other represents courage, resilience, and action. Which one wins? The one you feed. Every time you act despite fear, you feed courage. Every time you lean into discomfort instead of avoiding it, you feed resilience. Fear shrinks when you face it, but it grows stronger when you avoid it. To break free from fear, expose yourself to it. Start small. If you're afraid of public speaking, speak up in small groups first. If rejection scares you, start by asking for small favors. The more you face what you fear, the more it loses its grip on you. Fear thrives in avoidance, but when you push through it, it starts to lose its power. Remember, fear isn't something to be eliminated, but something to be mastered. The more you act despite fear, the stronger your courage becomes. Don't let fear define your actions. Instead, choose to act in defiance of it. Growth happens outside your comfort zone, and the more you challenge your limits, the less fear will have a hold over you. Fear is just a signal that you're about to step into something meaningful, and that's exactly where you should go. In the end, the journey to building self-belief is never easy, but it's the small decisions you make every day that bring you closer to becoming the strongest version of yourself. The battle isn't with the world around you, but with the limitations you place on yourself. When you learn to face and overcome doubt and fear, you'll realize your potential is limitless. Every small step forward is part of your growth and success. If you found these insights valuable, make sure to subscribe to the Stoic Beacon on YouTube for more profound lessons on life and Stoic philosophy that will help you become stronger and more confident every day. We say yes to everything, even when it drains our energy and takes away from what truly matters to us. It's like giving away your most precious resource without realizing it. Saying no isn't about being selfish. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your well-being. But I get it, it's hard. We fear disappointing others, or maybe we worry about what they'll think. But here's the thing. When you say yes to something you don't want to do, you're saying no to what really matters. You're saying no to yourself, your needs, and your peace of mind. I learned this lesson the hard way. A friend asked me to help organize an event. I didn't want to do it, didn't have the time, but I said yes anyway because I didn't want to let them down. What did I get out of it? A whole lot of stress and zero enjoyment. I felt like I betrayed myself by not saying no. And that's the real cost of not setting boundaries. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, put it perfectly. Nothing is more valuable than your time because it's the one thing you can never get back. That's the key right there. Your time is a finite resource, and you get to decide where it goes. So how do you learn to say no? Start small. Don't feel the need to explain yourself to everyone. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't do that today" is enough. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. And most importantly, you'll feel freer and more at peace with yourself. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to your own needs, your time, and your happiness. 7. Find peace and silence. Imagine this, a calm, serene lake at dawn. The water is still, reflecting the soft hues of the sky, and all you hear is the distant song of a bird breaking the silence. There's no noise, no rush, just peace. In that moment, you feel like everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. That's the kind of peace we often forget to find in our everyday lives. We live in a world where noise is constant, whether it's social media, work demands, or just the chaos of everyday life. But the Stoics understood something powerful. Real peace doesn't come from outside, it's found within. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoics, could have been surrounded by endless distractions as an emperor, but he still knew how to find calm and clarity in his mind. Here's the thing. You don't need to retreat to a monastery or escape to a remote island to find peace. You can discover it in your daily life, in small moments of stillness. Start by setting aside a few minutes each day to sit in silence. Find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and just breathe. Let your thoughts come and go without judgment. It's like giving your mind a little vacation from the noise. Another way to find peace is through mindful walking. Go for a walk, but without a destination. Leave your phone behind and just be present in the moment. Feel the ground beneath your feet, notice the sounds around you, and take in the fresh air. These simple practices give you the opportunity to recharge without needing anything or anyone else. True peace doesn't come from constantly searching for distractions or things to fill the silence. It's about learning to be okay with just being. When you find that inner stillness, you realize that you don't need anything else to feel complete. Everything you've been looking for, clarity, peace, strength, is already within you. 8. Build strength in difficult times. Imagine this. After a storm that has wiped everything out, a young warrior finds himself standing in the ruins of his village. The fields are destroyed, the homes are gone, and everything he once knew is in pieces. He looks at a fallen beam from the temple, heavy and broken, and thinks about lifting it to start rebuilding. He tries, but he can't. His muscles fail him, and he feels defeated. At that moment, his teacher appears. He watches the young warrior struggle in silence, then says, "Do you think this moment is your end? No, this is your beginning." The teacher explains that adversity isn't here to destroy you. It's here to teach you. The warrior can't lift the beam yet, but with training, persistence, and resilience, he will. That's the key. The obstacles aren't there to break you. They're there to make you stronger. We all face our own challenges, and sometimes it feels like the weight of life is too much to bear. But the Stoic wisdom here is clear. The difficulty you face today is not your final destination. It's simply part of your journey to becoming stronger. Every setback, every failure, and every struggle is an opportunity to build strength and resilience for tomorrow. This is where negative visualization comes in, a powerful Stoic practice. It might sound counterintuitive, but think about it. Picture your biggest fear, losing your job, facing health issues, or going through a personal crisis. Now imagine what you'd do if it really happened. How would you handle it? How would you respond? By mentally preparing for the worst, you reduce its emotional impact. You realize that no matter what happens, you can handle it. True strength isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it head on, learning from it, and growing through it. The next time life challenges you, remember the young warrior. Don't focus on what you can't do today. Instead, think about how you'll build the strength to face it tomorrow, because in the end, your true strength comes from within. 9. Give meaning to what you do. Imagine you're reading a book, and the protagonist is living a life full of routine. Wake up, grab breakfast, rush to work, go through the motions, and then repeat it all the next day. Day after day, week after week. Would this story captivate you? Probably not. It would feel pretty boring, right? But here's the twist. That protagonist is you. This could be your life if you're not careful about where you're putting your energy and focus. When you're just going through the motions, without any deeper purpose or meaning, life can start to feel pretty empty. You're not truly living, you're merely surviving. But what if you could change that? What if you could find meaning in every action, no matter how small? That's what the Stoics were all about. They believed that living with purpose is what makes life truly fulfilling. Every moment, every decision can have meaning if you approach it with intention. Think about Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history who still found time to reflect on his actions. Despite being an emperor, he wrote that every act should be done as though it were the last thing you do. In his world, where decisions impacted millions, he still found purpose in every task. If he could do that, so can you. So how do you start finding meaning in your life? Start with what you love doing. Make a list of things that bring you joy or make you lose track of time. It could be anything from helping others, to painting, to reading. Then think about what you're good at. What do people come to you for? Combine these two lists and you'll start to see patterns. These are the things that align with your purpose, and when you begin to focus on them, even the smallest actions will start to feel meaningful. You don't need to wait for a grand purpose to appear out of nowhere. You can start small and build meaning in your life through the choices you make every day. Whether it's your job, your relationships, or your hobbies, infuse them with purpose, and you'll see that every action, no matter how simple, becomes significant. The power to give meaning to your life has always been in your hands. It's not about waiting for someone else to define it for you. It's about choosing it yourself. 10. Let your happiness depend on you. Picture this. Your happiness is like a garden. It's full of potential. Flowers, trees, pathways, all ready to bloom. But here's the thing. You're the one who has to take care of it. If you don't water the plants, pull out the weeds, or tend to it every day, what will happen? It will wither. The same goes for your happiness. It's not something you find outside of yourself, and it's certainly not something anyone else can give you. It's something you build, nurture, and grow from within. In a world filled with distractions and quick fixes for happiness, it's easy to forget that happiness starts with your thoughts. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. This couldn't be more relevant today, where we're constantly bombarded with messages telling us we need more stuff, more likes, more validation to be happy. But the truth is, none of that works. External things don't bring lasting happiness. They might bring a temporary high, but they won't create the deep, lasting contentment you're looking for. True happiness is a daily practice. It comes from within, from how you choose to experience the world around you and how you take responsibility for your emotions. Start small. Take 5 minutes each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun, a good cup of coffee, or a kind word from a friend. These small moments of gratitude can change your perspective and shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have. Don't wait for anyone else to make you happy. It's your job. You are the gardener of your own joy. Take responsibility for your own happiness, because when you do, you realize that you don't need anyone or anything else to feel complete. You are enough, and once you believe that, everything else is just a bonus. 11th, strengthen your confidence. Let me share a secret with you. Confidence is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. But if you start working on it, building it up, it becomes your greatest strength. And the best part? You already have everything you need to grow it. You just need to start. Imagine you're about to present a project and your heart starts racing. Those doubts creep in. What if I mess up? What if they don't like it? What will they think of me? Now picture yourself flipping the script. Before you take that step, you tell yourself, I've worked on this. I've put in the effort, and what I have to offer is valuable. That small shift in mindset completely changes the game. Suddenly, you feel more grounded, your steps are surer, your voice steadier. Confidence doesn't guarantee perfection, but it gives you the strength to try, to move forward even if it feels uncomfortable. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher, said something powerful. A man's worth lies in his ability to be satisfied with himself. He didn't wait for external approval. He acted based on his own values, not on the judgments of others. This is the essence of true confidence. It's about trusting yourself, your choices, and your ability to face whatever comes your way without needing validation from anyone else. Now think about your own life. How many times have you held back because you feared you weren't good enough? Maybe you've hesitated to take that first step, to speak up, or to try something new. The truth is, you don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to start. Every time you face your fears, no matter how small the step, you're building confidence. Start by practicing small affirmations. Each day, write down something you're proud of, even if it's just getting through a tough conversation or sticking to your goals. These reminders help you see what you're capable of. And remember, confidence grows when you step out of your comfort zone. So take that small leap, whether it's speaking up in a meeting, making a decision on your own, or starting a conversation with someone new. Each challenge you face builds that muscle. You don't need anyone's approval to feel secure in who you are. You are enough as you are right now. And once you realize this, you'll discover that everything else is just a bonus. So take that step today, because your confidence is already within you. It's waiting for you to give it the chance to shine. Life isn't about waiting for someone else to save you or validate your worth. When you realize that everything you need is already within you, you stop feeling incomplete. Trust in yourself, because true freedom comes when you no longer rely on anyone else. If these insights resonate with you, don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Beacon on YouTube for more Stoic wisdom and practical advice on living a stronger, more independent life. Let's embark on this journey to becoming the best version of ourselves.